Mike Moore Media.
I'm talking with Derek Southern, Assistant Rockingham County Manager, today with an update on Connect Rockingham. Derek's on the line now, getting close to that project completion, at least this phase. Hey, Derek, how are you?
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing just great. We've been talking since this all started, so give us the latest, please, Derek.
So we actually had our meeting yesterday with Spectrum. It's our monthly check-in, and we are nearing the completion of Phase 1 of our project. The initial goal was to have roughly 3,200 address points serviced by fiber internet through the Spectrum project. As of this time right now, we're actually at 3,250. And we are expecting approximately 250 more homes. So we are going to exceed our original goal for Phase 1. A lot of those addresses were discovered as we went out and put boots on the ground. We discovered that there were roads that were not in our initial phase that we added through the project. So we're not only going to meet our goal of the 3,200 and change, we're going to exceed it for Phase 1. So that's very exciting, and most of those all will be completed or have already been completed, but most of those will be completed by the end of this month.
Yeah, that is exciting news. So congratulations on giving us that good report.
Yeah, it's been a long road. It's been a challenging road. We are kind of setting the path here in the state. We are way ahead of many of the other counties on projects like this. So there was not many people that we could call and lean on for information or guidance. We kind of had to figure this out as we went. So it's been a challenging road, but also a very rewarding road that we've traveled.
But I know people are calling and leaning on you now to find out about this, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. So it is. Yeah, we get multiple calls a day, and a lot of those calls have been very productive calls. What we have discovered through the process is we definitely have enough addresses for another phase, and we are in negotiation with Spectrum of getting those address points discovered and added to a contract for us to move forward. And we did have a federal grant that was in the county that did not come to fruition. So we have some of those people that did not get served by one of the federal grants that we're going to try to pick up in a Phase 2. So right now we're estimating somewhere between 700 and 900 additional addresses that will most likely be added to a Phase 2 here in the near future.
Oh, that is great news, yeah. So really Phase 1, we should be completing this month, but now really extending that from what you're saying.
That is correct. And there's a multitude of reasons. This is nothing that's cut and dry. There's no rules. There's no, the regulations are being created as we go along with this process. We are very early to the game compared to a lot of people that are waiting for the rules to develop. So we have discovered that there are areas throughout the county that any said providers say they provide service to, but those homeowners do not have access to internet. So we're working through the legal regulation of what we can and cannot provide money to try to expand to those areas. Even though they say they're served, we know they actually don't have internet. So we have to follow the federal guidelines on that. So it's been a little bit of a challenging, but I think we're making good progress.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the exciting news for sure. Okay, so I'm sure you're getting positive feedback from the people already our residents in the county.
I do. I'm out in the community quite often. I have kids that play sports, so it's very nice. Just last night I was at a basketball game at Michael High School, and I had two people that recognized my face, that I did not know them before meeting them last night, that come up and just said thank you. And I think that makes all of this work and the stressful hours worth every bit of it.
Sure, yeah. And there have been long hours, haven't there?
There have been a lot of long hours, a lot of miles driven, a lot of walking down areas that I just didn't know existed in the county, just trying to make sure we're meeting the needs of everyone.
Yeah. Well, people are interested too, probably, since we're leading the way in this in North Carolina. How did it all come together to start with, for those that may not know that backstory, Derek?
Well, the county has seen this need well over 10 years. So we've tried multiple different avenues. We've went down multiple different grants. We've tried local wireless projects and things like that. And we had many failed attempts. And I hate using the word failed, but the timing was not right, the partners were not there, the information wasn't there. So when we partnered with the schools several years ago to try to get more address points and more data, we were able to discover that there was a greater need than any of the available maps at that time proved. So I went to the commissioners, presented it to them, and they basically challenged me to come up with a plan. How we can resolve this. We don't want to wait on anyone else. We know this is important to our citizens. We like the rural feel of the county, and we want people to be able to come here and work from their home. We want people to be able to access their doctors remotely. We want school kids to be able to do their homework from home. So we started, looking for options, and when I saw the model of what the state was doing with the GREAT grant of putting out an RFP out and receiving bids, we chose to try to do that and just kind of see where the number was. And it was something that it was a number that we thought was obtainable. So we worked with the Reidsville Area Foundation, the Rockingham County Schools, Rockingham Community College, and the county all came together, and we put up money that we could go towards the project, and Spectrum put up about 70%, and we started moving forward. And we just kind of didn't wait for the dollars that other counties are just starting to see. We chose just not to wait. We thought it was too important to our citizens, and we wanted to go ahead and move forward.
Yeah, this has this has got to be so rewarding, not only for our county and our residents, but for you personally too, to see this happen.
Yes, when I interviewed here approximately 7 years ago, that was actually one of the first questions that was asked to me is what did I think, what was the importance of internet, and what did I see what value it brought to the community. And I could relate to that because I was a person that did not have internet at my home. And until 3 months ago, I didn't have internet. So it's something that I definitely could relate to. I understood. So when people would call and they're very frustrated, I understood all of their concerns. So it was a fight that I felt that was easy to fight and make good progress with.
I appreciate you telling us that personal story with you and your own internet connection there. That just makes it even more. That's the icing on the cake, isn't it?
It is, and it was interesting. There was a gentleman that I was speaking to over on the western side of the county just a few weeks ago, and he said, I saw this grant, and I just never dreamed it would reach to me. And he says, I live down a road that only has 3 houses on it, and I said, and that was the whole point of this. We wanted to try to get to everywhere we could. And there's always going to be this circumstance where things don't work out, but we are trying every avenue we can to get it to everywhere we possibly can.
Yeah, okay. Well, Derek, always good to talk to you and get those positive reports about Connect Rockingham. Anything else you'd like to mention before we finish up?
Just for people to pay attention. There's going to be a phase 2. We're going to release those address lists that are out there. If you have a question or concern, you can always check our broadband site on our county website. You can go to the main site. There's a button about midway down of the page that you can click on. It has our frequently asked questions. It has contact information to email us in. It has a place for you to check your address to see if you're eligible. So we will be putting those phase 2 addresses out there very soon. And then if you have any questions, always just reach out.
Now, where can we find access to that broadband site? Where is that?
You can go to Rockingham County NC.gov/broadband.
Okay. Very easy to get to that. Rockingham County NC.gov/broadband. Okay.
That is correct.
Okay. Derek, thank you for the good news. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your time today.
And, and I think kind of in retrospect here, do you have any idea how many miles you've walked and covered in Rockingham County? Those nooks and crannies that you said you didn't even know were there?
No, I don't. But I will tell you, and I take this very serious. Ultimately, this is money that we're giving to a provider. So every address that we have paid for through this, I have physically visited. Mm-hmm. I have driven down those roads. I've got out of the car and I've walked. And we want to make sure that what is on that piece of paper, that infrastructure and that technology is actually there. I've met a lot of citizens along the way, but I couldn't even imagine how many miles and how many more miles there's still to go.
Yeah, and miles to go before we sleep.
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you, Derek. I appreciate, we all appreciate, and now those that are being served by internet here in Rockingham County, your commitment and your passion for this project, and all the best in the new year.
All right. Thank you, sir.
We'll talk again. Thanks. Bye. That's Rockingham County Assistant Manager Derek Southern with lots of good news there about Connect Rockingham and our broadband project that's been going on for some time now. Again, get more information at rockinghamcounty.nc.gov/broadband. Exciting to be a part of that project and to be a leader here again in something so important to our Rockingham County residents right here, leading the way in that project here in our state.